What's up, guys? Zark here. I kind of wanted to talk about kind of the new 4.5 season updates, kind of all the changes that they made, specifically with Psylocke. As you guys know, they changed a lot of the characters and kind of how they perform in Marvel Rivals now. And Psylocke was one of the ones that actually got buffed. It wasn't a crazy buff, but specifically, I think it was her ultimate ability. It went from 30 to 15% in terms of how much faster I guess you're going. You're still going to get slowed down, of course. You're not going to be running around as fast, as Psylocke kind of regularly is. But it is 30 to 15, so just keep that in mind if you guys are using Psylocke. You're going to be a lot faster in that ult, and I actually kind of like that because not only is just a buff on paper, but like it allows you kind of to like when you dive with the character, because when you're shooting and trying to just get your ult charge up, then you want to kind of, shoot over there, get in the back lines, and then dive on them. This is going to kind of create the ability to kind of really kill the healers a lot easier, just because you're really able to move just a little bit quicker and maybe get it just in range to maybe kill the Jeff, kill the Luna Snow, anything like that. So I think it's a pretty nice buff in terms of what they're doing for her ultimate. And the other thing they did with their ultimate, I'm pretty sure they only touched her ultimate. She didn't get any other touches on her basic abilities or anything like that. The other ability that she did, or other part of her ultimate that she did get a buff in, is her strike damage actually went up from 150 to 170. So she got basically 20 more points of damage that she's dealing with each of her strikes, which is going to be pretty interesting. Like I said, it's going to be a lot more dangerous once you use it against the enemy team, kind of like dropping in the back lines and all that kind of good stuff. So what I think about Marvel Rivals, I took a hiatus for Marvel Rivals for like a while. I want to see maybe like 3 or 4 months. I kind of missed out on like season. Well, I definitely played season 1 and maybe part of 2. I think I want to say I played like the beginning of 2, and then I didn't really play the rest of 2 and 3, and now I'm just getting back in it at the tail end of season 4, and now season 4.5. So I'm definitely, don't take my advice or my gameplay crazy seriously. I'm not the best player ever. I have hit, my highest rank was Plat 2, if you guys are wondering. I'm probably gonna try to reach higher than that this season. I want to get to at least the one above Platinum. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's Diamond or Celestial. I don't know what it is, but I want to try to get higher than that. So kind of give myself some more street cred. But yeah, I have hit Plat 2 before. That was kind of in the beginning of Marvel Rivals, but I kind of stopped playing the game just because even back then, we kind of used to see, or we still see it today, but the kind of whole DPS, like everyone wants to go DPS, but I think, the main reason for that is they just have way more DPS characters. At the end of the game, at the end of the day, it is a game, so, people are just going to kind of want to play how they play, do what they do, and just try to have fun on the game. But it does kind of get annoying when you see 3-4 DPS insta-locked as soon as you get into the game. But I do get that people, even like people who play mostly healer or tank, as rare as they are, they do want to still get their chance to play DPS, as it is a lot of fun to play some of these DPS characters, seeing as there's just so many of them. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the kind of whole meta with that thing, with the DPS coming in and out. I mean, we just had Daredevil come out. He's pretty damn good. You're basically seeing him in every game that you get in. So he's kind of a threat. In terms of how Psylocke fares against him, not too bad. You're kind of able to get away from things. But Psylocke is just an interesting character in how she kind of deals with the whole meta. I would say she was really good when she first came out, when I first started to play. Now she's kind of teetered off. She's kind of fell off a little bit. I think that's why they buffed her in the first place. But I think she's kind of teetered off and kind of getting a little bit less viable, just because there's so many more characters in the game now. Not a lot more, but there is a considerable amount. And on top of that, there's these type of DPS like Daredevil, who could do a bunch of wide range of things. And Psylocke's kind of one of those characters where, like, if there's a Scarlet Witch on the other team and you're Psylocke, like, you're just gonna get absolutely manhandled by that Scarlet Witch. Like, basically what she's gonna do is she's gonna go invisible, she's gonna fly over to you and she's gonna use just her primary attack, and she's just able to absorb you. And if you don't have anything, like any abilities, left that you could use, and if they're all on cooldown, then you're kind of just fucked. Like, you really need to just make sure. I wouldn't even play Psylocke if there's a really good Scarlet Witch on the other team, honestly. So there's certain matchups that she's really lackluster in, and I mean, Scarlet Witch is definitely one of them. I mean, how many games do you get in where there's a Scarlet Witch? Like, she's a very, very, very picked character, just because it's very easy for anyone to kind of play her and be not very good, but pretty strong with in terms of a DPS. So Scarlet Witch gets played a lot, and I would say she's kind of like a direct counter to Psylocke if the Scarlet Witch kind of knows what they're doing. So you kind of got to be aware of that. Now, I do think, like I said before, this Psylocke ult change is going to make her a lot more viable. But Psylocke is just such an interesting character. I want to get back to that. Psylocke is just she's kind of like a hybrid DPS, is I guess the best way to put it. She kind of plays the mid to backlines almost, just kind of shooting her stuff out. Her main right trigger, her main click, whatever, if you're on mouse and keyboard, whatever. Her main ability, her main attack, she's dishing that out, and that's just to get her ult up. And then when she has an opportunity, she'll single out people. With her main dash moves, she'll go invisible if she needs to as well. If she needs to get out of something, she could also go invisible to, of course, start a whole ambush attack. And that's the main. You mainly want to use that ambush as soon as you use the ultimate. You want to use the ambush. I don't know what it's called, but the ability where you go invisible, you definitely want to use that before you drop in there with your ultimate ability. So I think I do that in the gameplay. You might have seen it so far. I'm not sure if it's coming up or not, but yeah. So that main ability is going to be really huge, or the main ultimate is going to be really huge now, I think, because like I said, if you get the opportunity to use it, especially in the backlines against healers, it's going to be really hard to, like, even Jeff can't really get out of it, because it's going to take time for him to swim underground and try to get away. And if you're right on top of him, he's just not going to get the opportunity to get away. Unless there's like a lot more guys around him, enemy team that's like around him, like then that'll be kind of more of a bigger thing you got to worry about, because with her ult, it's kind of hard to really focus. I think she just hits whatever she kind of wants to hit. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Maybe you guys could tell me, but I think she just kind of hits whatever she's closest to, maybe. Of what she already hit. So, if there's only one or two, let's just say there's one or two healers, and they're kind of just by themselves in the back of the line, like, that's the perfect opportunity to use it. But you really cannot use her ultimate as soon as she, or as soon as the enemy team is all clumped together. You really cannot use her ultimate, because you're just not going to get any kills with it. It's not going to be viable, and you're just going to be, you're going to be shit out of luck, basically. So yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on Psylocke, and I guess her in the meta right now. Kind of interesting spot in the meta. I wouldn't say she's great, but I would say she's okay. I would say she's decent. Still a character you might want to play. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. And Zoc out.